What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna do a video of some of the finds that I've made over the last, I don't know, a couple of weeks maybe. These were on places where I didn't find too much, just found a little bit, and I didn't really have a lot of clips to make up a full video, so these have kind of been just hanging out there. But there's a couple of cool little things in there, so I'm gonna show those clips of me finding some of this stuff. And again, this is going to be over a couple of weeks, maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks, at a few places that I tried and they weren't so great or just didn't get back to. So this is a bunch of different areas. So I'll show you those clips and I'll come back, take the stuff out of the bags and show you what I found at those places. Just want to get everything that I found out there on a video. So alright, stay tuned. I'll show you those clips, and then at the end I'll do a quick wrap up on everything that I found. What's up, guys? On a new permission, this is the 1875 farmhouse that I was talking about. It's up in the country, gorgeous around here. There's a man-made pond right here. There's a small creek, and let me just give you a shot of what's around. There's an old plow here, stacked stone walls going up into the woods here, and I got permission to do all of this property. This is an old farm field right here. You can see the barn way out there where that truck is, or that van. That's also his, so I have that and probably the distance between here and there on the other side to do. Plus the other side of the road over there is also his property. So I have standing permission. A friend of my dad's told me to come up anytime I want, spend as much time, so I might be coming up here quite a bit depending on how good things are. I was just up in front of the house. That's where I started. There's a lot of fill in the front of that yard there, so not too hopeful on finding much of anything in there, although I did get a canning jar lid up in there. But I had to go down this way and cross over the creek. It was the only place to cross down in the woods there, and I came up along this stone wall. There's a road on the other side, and that path goes all the way back, all the way around this stone wall. But I decided to come into this field, go into all metal mode in here, and just, you know, look for the iron, look for things. And I got a signal that was coming up in the 60s, and I got my first relic out of the hole. Some kind of costume jewelry. You can see it's like probably glass or something. There's like a pin backing to it. So, pretty neat. But I was just laying right under the surface there. It was giving me a signal in the 60s on the DS400 here. But, alright, I'll get this cleaned up. I'll show you in the wrap-up. This is going to be an ongoing process. As you can see, there's just tons of land to do around here. But I'll try to see if I could do a couple of hunts and then make a video and kind of do updates on it as I go along. But alright, we will see you on the next find or on the next wrap-up. I'm just working this field a little bit. There's that plow that I was over by before, but I found my first coin here, penny, and I'm pretty sure it's a wheat penny. Be nice if it's an Indian, but let me see here. No, I can see the 1 cent from in the wheats. Sorry about that. Can't see my screen very well, but I can see the wheat stalks there. So, well, at least it's a coin. Gives me an idea that something was going on here. Don't know if I'll get a date off of it or not. Yeah, I can barely see Lincoln's head. When I get it home, I'll clean it up, see if I can get a date. But this is it's farmed, you know. But there's some old farm equipment back here. There's another field on the other side. And those stone walls, they run up through the woods there. It's a real nice place. Peaceful anyway. Better than the dogs barking and the cars going by. But alright, we'll see you on the next one. Over by this pond here, there's a mother goose. She's sitting on that with a bunch of eggs, looking at me like she's not too happy with me. I'm not going to disturb her too much. I just had to I had to cross the creek right here, but she's sitting there giving me bad attitude. Oh well, and the male, or the other one, or her mate, or its mate, is over there. I can't tell which ones are male and female. I don't know if you can tell just by the feathers, but one of them's over there hanging out. The other one's guarding the nest. She got a bunch of sticks there, lined with her feathers, and the eggs are there, and then the eggs are tucked underneath more. Pretty neat. Alright, a little bit of nature. Hey guys, what's up? I'm back out here on the property of that old 1875 farmhouse. That's actually way up there. This is the homeowner. He gave me a tip. He said to go through his fields and cut into the woods, and I would come across the ruins of an old cellar hole there, and seemed to have found it. So that's definitely stacked stones, so filled in with water there, but this is an old cellar hole, so I'm gonna take my time, and I don't have a lot of time because it's gonna be dark soon, but at least I found the place. So I'm gonna do some detecting around the cellar hole here, around this road. Out there in the field I did find one horseshoe already, so I'm gonna take my time, go through here, see if I can't find something from the period. This has got to be, you know, mid 1800s or maybe even earlier, so I'll let you know how I do, but I'll include this in all the videos of my searching up there at the farmhouse. I'm way on the other side of the barn from where I was the other day, so kicked a couple of deer out of this field over here already, but you can see there's where the sun is. It's gonna be going down shortly, so alright, I'll get back to you if I find something. What's up guys? Doing a house in town today. Just a grass cutting customer that my father had, and gave me permission to. I wasn't really expecting to find much. As you can see, it's like right in the middle of town. A lot of junk, a lot of fill, but I did end up finding something kind of cool here. This is a Lone Ranger token. Now, I don't know if I have it in the camera, so you have to forgive me because I'm out in the direct sun, but it says Lone Ranger Hi-Ho Silver, and on the back side, clean that up, there's a horseshoe. I think it says Hi-Ho Silver again on there, but that's pretty cool. It was down there pretty deep too. It was down at the bottom of this, like down there. So, but alright, let me get this cleaned up. I'll show you in a wrap-up. I'm probably going to do a few different hunts and make one wrap-up again. I'm pretty much finished up with that awesome house that I did last week. I might go back and just try to a couple little small areas in amongst the junk, but for right now I have a couple in town that I was meaning to get to, so I'll work on those and maybe have a couple little things to show. But alright, that's cool. It's the first one of those I ever found. Alright, see you on the next or on a wrap. What's up guys, back out on another hunt today. Different place. This is actually a place I came before. I'm hunting around an old barn, and let me give you an idea of what I'm looking at here. I got this field to do. These are the old houses that I was hunting by a couple of videos ago. I got a buffalo nickel back in the yard back there, silver ring. But this is across the street. You can see the old foundations here on the barn, so figured I'd give this a check. I never really hunted back in here. I did a little bit in here when I was over at the house and got some junk, but figured anyway I'll give it a shot. So I come over on this side of the barn and just got one target. My first target I dug up, 1919 wheat penny. So we got some potential for something old here. But alright, I'm going to do some of this little field here. Hopefully we hit something a little bit older. If I find something else, I'll get back to you. If not, I'll show you this on the wrap-up. This is probably going to be a wrap-up of several different hunts. Already got another little clip from the last hunt I did, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, see you on the next or on the next wrap-up. Well, it's getting kind of late. I moved over. That was the barns that I was working on. I also have permission for this house here. As a matter of fact, this year, this was the first place I got a silver coin at this year. Anyway, I got a Rosie over there, but just hit a good signal. Thought I was on a coin, but this looks like a piece of silver. Not sure what it is. I'll get it cleaned up, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be silver. It was sitting right down in there. It's like the top to like a utensil or something. I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive it's going to be silver. So I'll get that cleaned up, show you in the wrap up. I'm not going to be here too much longer. I'm going to try to get a row or two up through here. I've already been all through this area, probably more than once in certain places, but you know what they say, no place is ever hunted out, and didn't have a lot of time today, so I just went up to a place where I knew I found stuff before. So alright, we'll see you on the next or on the wrap. What's up? Just got another real deep signal and ended up pulling this thing out. Have no idea what it is. It was ringing up mid 80s and deep like a coin, and it was pretty deep down there. I mean, I know everybody does this to show, but you know how long a pinpointer is, and it's all the way in. So, but all right, it's a cool little relic. It's got a hook on it. Don't know exactly what it is. I'll get it cleaned up and show you when I do the wrap up there. Everybody always says that. I'll show you on the wrap up, but that's what I'm going to do. Show you on the wrap up. What's up, guys? Back out. I decided to stop back at this house where I got the $50 and the Crotal bell. As you can see, I'm in amongst some wood pile here now, and you know, I did most of that front yard, if not all of it, and I'm just working along the side. As you can see, there's just a ton of junk around, but got on a decent signal. Thought I was digging up. I was coming in like it was down along the roots here, but ended up with an Indian here. It's not fat or nothing, but kind of hard to see. I'll get it cleaned up, see if we can't get a date, but you can make out the headdress there. I have a bunch of clips that I'm going to put together, and they're just various hunts over the past couple of days. I haven't spent any time at any one place for too long, so just for the sake of showing what I found over the last couple of days, I'm going to do one cleanup video on those couple of places I was at. I found one or two things here and there, and I'll get that out, get that up soon. Still working on some permissions, hoping to get something different. Was at 2 of them today that were no's. Just getting used to this knocking on doors thing, so I guess I got to perfect my technique a little bit. But anyway, we're on the board with a cool Indian penny. I'm gonna try to putz around through some of this stuff I wasn't in here. I'm just kind of going to places where I wasn't at, but as you can see, lots of garbage around and junk, so see if I can pick something cool out. That Crotal bell came right over on the other side of that tree stump there, so you never know. You never know what might be in here. But alright, I'll get back to you in a little bit. Just found that Indian penny right over there by the roots. I came around this log and hit another target. I hit it with my shovel up here, but looks like a plated baby spoon. I'll get that cleaned up. See if we can't get some a name off of it or something, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a silver plated baby spoon. But alright, I'll get this one cleaned, show it to you when I do the wrap. Alright guys, you watched all those clips. Like I said, this represents everything from those couple of hunts. There's not a lot here, but there's a couple of cool finds in there. So the first is from the 1875 farmhouse. Now this place, don't know if it's going to turn out to be anything much. So far I haven't been impressed as far as finding anything. I was out in the fields there, and of course I didn't cover all of the fields, but the only thing worth mentioning in the fields that I found was this cool little pin-like thing. I think this is like just glass in there. Little decorative thing. It's got a pin backing on the back. A little bit of fancy around the edges. And I did find one wheat penny back there, and it's in the 1920s. It's hard to read the last digit, but it's 1920 something. I think it's 29. Not sure. Also got this. This is probably like maybe the back to a belt clip or something. Looks a little bit older. I did get this Boyd canning jar lid top You can see the zinc on the top of it. I got this out in front of the house, but the front of that house, when you dig down into the beginning there, it's all topsoil that was added to the place later on. So the original surface is probably under a good 6 to 12 inches of topsoil in places. So anywhere around the house is pretty much not going to be very productive. I didn't get, like I said, I didn't get into, you know, the bigger field that's there. I did go down to that one place in the woods. I found that cellar hole that the homeowner had told me about, and I did find there's a smaller field in the woods, and I did find this horseshoe, which is pretty neat because it's still got some of the square nails on it where they were using it for the horse there. So that's actually a pretty neat find. I'm going to go back and look some more in the woods there on that field, just when I get a chance to. I'm kind of looking into some new permissions, not doing so hot with them, but I do have one really good permission. I think it's going to turn out to be good. It's a house that was built in the 1820s, but it's like an hour away, and I'm just waiting for the right time to get up there and do it. Someday when it's not going to rain and it's not completely really hot. I mean, today was 91 here, so I didn't even bother to go out today. The rest of the stuff, I just got a modern penny, and I started finding all these bullets in the one part of the field. And at first I thought, okay, I'm digging some old bullets, but turns out they're not that old. Some of them are, you know, copper jacketed. This one's lead, but this one here is like a steel jacketed. That's a pistol round. When I talked to the homeowner and I told him, I says, yeah, I'm finding all kinds of bullets down there. He says, oh, well, I shoot off my back porch at targets down there before the deer season. So that explains that. So that wasn't really all that great. But like I said, I'm going to try some more on this house, but it's not as great as it could have been. I don't think anybody ever detected it. I just think it's so much changed now that there's really not a lot around the house that you're going to find, and most of the activity was probably around the house and maybe around the barn. Going to check that out again soon. Alright, the next hunt was at a place in town where my dad cut some grass there once in a while, and I went through the yard for like maybe 2 hours. It was a very small yard. I ended up with some modern change, a couple of zinc pennies, about 5 copper, modern quarter. This here is just a threaded nut of some type. I'm not sure what this is, maybe from a watch band or something, some kind of little buckle. Also found a piece to a toy pistol, which was kind of neat. But the cool thing is I found this not too far away from where I got this thing. This is a Lone Ranger token. It says Hi-Ho Silver on it, Lone Ranger. And I cleaned it up a bit, that's why it's so shiny. Backside there's a horseshoe, Silver's Lucky Horseshoe. And there's a trademark down there or whatever. But I researched this, and these were made in 1938. So that's a pretty cool little piece of history there. Probably some kid's little token that he got from somewhere, I don't know, a cereal box or something like that, and lost it in the yard playing with his toy cap gun, shooting Indians and, you know, playing cowboys and Indians or something. So anyway, that was kind of cool. The next place I was at, in the beginning of the year, I found a silver dime. My first silver of the year came from this place. This place I've been to a couple of times. I found a nice ring there. Found some silver mercuries there. Also, in the front part of the property, there's a different homeowner owns the 2 houses in the front. That's where a couple weeks ago I found one silver ring there. I found a buffalo nickel there. So there's stuff around. Now, on the opposite side of the road, there's a barn. And I haven't done too much around the barn, so I decided to try to go around that a little bit. And then I ended up back in the back house's lady's yard, backyard again, to finish out the night. But I ended up, on the clip you saw me dig this thing up, this is, I have no idea what it is, cast iron with a hook on it. Don't know what it would have been used for, but kind of an interesting little relic there. Ended up with a couple of shotgun stamps there. Modern dog tag license, probably from one of her dogs recently. I did find this cool piece of silver. I wasn't sure what it was. At first when I dug it up, I thought, oh, maybe it's an eraser or something, a crushed eraser top, but this is silver. can see how well it cleaned up. This could have been off of maybe or something that, you know, on the handle side or something like that. Not really sure. Could have been anything, but definitely from some kind of you know, silver utensil. I've seen like silver hairbrush handles or combs or things like that. I was given a suggestion, like I said, it could be from like a letter opener. So regardless of which, nice little piece of silver in an area that I already went over a few times. So like I said in the video, it goes to show that no place is ever hunted out. Also got a 1919 wheat penny there, and some miscellaneous change, about 4 dimes there. So that was that place. The next place I was at was, I went back to the house where I was at the last 2 weeks, where I got all that incredible stuff that I found. I found the silver $50 there. I found a bunch of Tootsie cards. I got my first V-nickel there. Whole bunch of wheat pennies. I probably dug close to 30 wheat pennies there. Nice silver dime out of there. But I went back again, and I was you know, just going around in the yard a little bit. And there's some miscellaneous junk metal, and you can see in that video how much junk is along the side there. The side and the back of that property is just littered with junk. And even doing the yard, there was a lot of construction debris, a lot of pieces of aluminum siding. I ended up digging like probably 2 coffee cans full of garbage out of that yard. But anyway, the stuff that I did get on film was, I did get this cool little Indian head penny. It's kind of beat up, but it's 1887. Don't know if it's going to focus. But hey, an Indian is an Indian. And you can see it's kind of beat up. It's in rough shape, but that's okay. It's identifiable, and I can read it. I know what it is, so that just helps with the date of the house. There's a little watch plate backing. Also got another wheat penny there, and I think that wheat penny is 1939, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Will it focus? Not going to focus, but you all know what a wheat penny looks like. There was some kind of a reed for some musical instrument there. I got this silver-plated spoon. I think you saw me dig that. I hit it with the shovel right in the center, but it didn't break it. And on the back side, it just says silver plate. No names or anything on it, but that was a pretty cool find. Again, it's like an artifact of the home. I found another Tootsie card there. Right where I found the other this, which again, it's always great to go back and check things, you know. And another modernish key. I was also at the house. There's another house that's across the street and down the road a little bit. Is actually a friend of mine, so I stopped in to talk to him for a few minutes, and while I was there, I ran the detector in his yard. Now, he's got, the house isn't that old. It was only built in the 50s, but in his backyard, I found this pocket knife. It's a little bit older, a little rusted up, but I found a pocket knife, and I found this tag, and it says Colson Corporation. Now, when I looked it up, they're in business for over 100 years. Now, modern days, they do stuff with casters, you know, putting the little wheels on the bottom of things to help roll them around. They do a lot of work with the casters. They make a lot of that stuff, but they used to make bicycles back in the day, and they had some something to do with some medical equipment, mobile medical equipment, things like that, tricycles. So this, I think, is probably from the older ones. I mean, this might be like 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that, but it was a cool little piece of history. Also, too, I just found a couple of, like, about 4 copper pennies, 4 real crusty zincs, and a modern nickel there, but the rest of the stuff, a couple little pieces of junk that I just cleaned up to see what they were. The rest of the stuff, like I said, this all came from a really nice old house. There's a couple of rivets there. Found this little gadget, little gear thing there. Too big, I think, to fit inside of a watch, but still kind of cool. Rang up like crazy, though. Thought I was digging a piece of silver when I come across that signal. But anyway, like I said, this is the combination of couple of days on places that you know, I didn't do a lot of videos or a lot of clips on because there wasn't really a lot of finds. So I decided to just, everything that I had that was left over besides that big hunt, from that big hunt, all the little stuff that I did in between, I figured I'd just get it up on one video. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Consider hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate the support. And if you like the video, please like, share, whatever. Take care. Again, appreciate the support. Good luck out there. I know everybody's getting out there and getting to it, watching a lot of great videos. So keep them coming. Love seeing other people's finds. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm hoping to have some good permissions coming up. I'm not sure. I might be doing another cooperative hunt with Chris from NEPA. NEPA. Chris, I'm sorry, but I'll get your name right. I'll throw it in on my descriptions. But anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon. Hope to have some more stuff soon.